It's 34 degrees in Jacksonville, 19 in Burnley, 19 in Burnley, and yet 27 degrees in Ipswich.
Whoa.
Is that right? That is a difference right there. This is TealTalk.
Welcome to the weather podcast.
This is TealTalk, the official Jacksonville Jaguars UK and Ireland podcast, presented by Gallagher. I'm Jay Lawrence, no relation. He's Key Ramsorrun. The Jags have been on the prowl. Some of the team visited the UK. We caught up with Cam Little. We caught up with Foye Oluokun as well. Coming up later on TealTalk. You had a good time, didn't you, Key?
I had a very nice time. Thanks for asking, Jay.
I guess we'll talk about it in a minute because I wasn't there, unfortunately, but you were there to schmooze.
Hang on, not because you weren't invited, Jay.
I was invited.
Let's not get sour.
No, I was just too busy in the south of France.
Exactly. Stop your moaning.
That made me feel slightly sick. There was a nice little clang at the beginning of the show. Anyway, let's start with the big news of the last few days, actually, as well. Travis Hunter has signed official. I mean, it was a foregone conclusion, to be honest with you. Let's not pretend that this is like, mega news and we weren't expecting it. But his signature is now on his Jags contract at a cool $46.65 million.
What would you do, Jay? What's the first thing you'd buy if that was you?
I've thought about this a lot, and this is genuinely what I would do. Buy a massive curry. Massive curry. Not just like a large curry, like a large chicken tikka masala. Like I would buy lots of different curries and just have a really good curry takeaway. That's what I would do.
It's a vast quantity rather than one very expensive curry.
Oh no, I mean I'd get like the best. If the best curry is the most expensive curry nearby, then I would get that. But I would also just get lots of different dishes, like have an Indian tapas with just all of these different dishes.
That's my nickname, the Indian tapas.
That would be what I would do. Because the thing is you don't want to make a massive. Sorry, we're going. This is the weather podcast and the financial advice.
There's more weather and food on this podcast than anything else.
But you don't want to make a big decision and just like on the same day just like buy a house or whatever, because you might get the house you don't want, but you know that you like curry, so just get a really good, enjoy it. Anyway, that's what I would do. $46.65 million contract. The signing bonus is $30.57 million. Actually, that is the first non-drafted first overall in NFL history to receive his entire signing bonus up front. So quite a big thing, Travis. Go and get that curry.
He's going to be full.
Yeah, he's going to be full. Again, this isn't a particular surprise that he signed his contract, but it's good nonetheless. I love what the Jags social media team did. Did you see this, Key? Yeah,
so I scrolled. I thought, oh, that's cool. I like that video. And I kept scrolling and another video came and I was like, oh, I've seen this. Yeah. Oh, no, I haven't. That's clever. They're doing the one for offense, one for defense.
Yeah.
Very funny. Yeah.
They're literally just saying, we have signed wide receiver Travis Hunter to his deal. And then another post straight after, we have signed defensive back Travis Hunter to his deal. That is good. That is good
stuff.
I really like that. And you know what? It's been a nice NFL few weeks, I suppose. What with mandatory mini camp as well. It's over and done with now. But it was a chance to see some of these players, see a bit of Travis Hunter, see a bit of Trevor Lawrence back on the field, Brian Thomas Jr. and all that. Nice to get a little bit of taste of NFL action before it really ramps up in a few weeks' time, doesn't it, Key?
Yeah, man. So you've mentioned three of the names that I've been watching. I mean, I'm a big Brian Thomas person. To see him go down with a bit of a niggle, but come back this week looking good. Reports are saying that healthy and as good as ever, so that's fantastic. Same for Trevor. I think he was wearing was it like an arm covering at one point? But apparently
nothing to worry about. I think it was just soreness.
Nothing to worry. Exactly. Yeah. So it's all precaution. So good to see Trevor looking good. And yeah, did you see what they're calling the unicorn catch from Travis Hunter?
I haven't seen it, but I have heard about it. So go on, describe it to us.
I mean, absolutely ridiculous.
Was it the interception?
I couldn't tell. So the video that I saw, no, because he's wearing offense colours. Yeah. So he's in the teal, so it must have been offense. But it's absolutely ridiculous. He must have jumped about 4 foot in the air. The ball, not to criticise anyone, may have been called slightly overthrown. But Travis somehow does this massive stretch, like full stretch, 4 feet up in the air, and then full length of his body, sort of taps the ball down into to then bring it in. Honestly, the athleticism is unreal. Unicorn catch. I love that.
I think it's just, any catch. It could be the most mundane catch, to be fair, and it's going to get us excited about Travis Hunter on offense. Yeah. And what was exciting as well, I think it was the last day of minicamp, is that Travis Hunter, with a crowd, with fans watching, I think it was the first time he'd played on defense in front of fans. So they got to, experience what it might be like in a game, watching him a little bit on offense and watching him on defense as well. So it's exciting. You mentioned Brian Thomas Jr. there as well, going down with a little bit of it always happens this time of year, and it will happen a few weeks' time as well. If somebody stays down longer than for like 3 seconds, there's an audible gasp. Because it's like, oh, what is he all right? Is it his knee? Is it his knee?
I feel like this time of year, because there's no actual games for us to watch, the drama of everything is massively heightened. Oh my God, did you see how slowly he walked out of the locker room?
It's true. I love it when in nothing to do with the Jags, but when there's a contract dispute in the NFL, and then that player unfollows the team on Instagram.
Amazing.
And it's like a massive thing. Did you see that they unfollowed the team on Instagram? But thankfully, just to clear up, Brian Thomas Jr. is fine. He was back out.
He is still following the Jaguars' main IG account. We're all good.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I mean, we mentioned it before, didn't we? We are fresh off of Jaguars on the prowl, a few Jags players visiting the UK. Key, lucky to catch up with them. Tell us about what happened on the day. Tell us about, what it was like.
It was across 2 days. We had a really good time. So we spent time with the players on Friday. We went over to Talk Sport. Then we did some sightseeing. We did some stuff at the NFL UK office, which is where Reece Parkinson caught up with Foye Oluokun. And then we went over to check out Fulham Pier, which opened on the Friday night. That was really cool. Players had a really nice time. Saturday, honestly, was unbelievable. We're at Ealing Trailfinders. There's 1,000+ people there, Jags fans, kids playing Jag tag and flag football. The players are there doing an appearance and signing. Do you know what? I don't know if this is official or not, but from my experience, it was easily the biggest event that the Jaguars have done in the UK. It was really big, really good. The players did like a crossbar challenge in front of the crowd where they're trying to 3 different balls. So we had a rugby ball, soccer ball, and American football, and they're trying to hit the crossbar with all 3 balls. Really good fun. I won't tell you the results because it'll all go up on socials, on the YouTube channel and stuff like that in the next couple of weeks. But that was really good fun. Players meeting fans, so many fans there. Dude, it was such a good day. Really nice.
And obviously you got to catch up with Louis Rees-Zammit, with Foye Oluokun, and Cam Little as well. The videos that I've seen so far, just on like social now, and obviously, as you say, there's more to come, but Cam Little looked like he was in his element. He looked like he was loving being in the UK.
Cam Little is essentially British. He will claim that he isn't, but so I am going to say this bit. It's a really funny video. It's on Jaguars UK, Insta and YouTube of Cam said that he wanted to go and do an ice cream, like a 99 flake, Mr. Softy type ice cream, right? So we thought, that's really fun. So we started filming it. And I'm not going to say what happens, but Cam turns British and he reacts in a British, I hardly touched it.
Oh, no.
He honestly turns British in it, and it's one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. Go
it's like
watch
he's
it.
in Oliver or something.
Yes. I want some more ice cream, please.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Well, we already know that he loves a, what did he say when we spoke to him last season?
A chipper. He called it a chipper.
That's it. a chipper. He loves a chipper. Now he loves a nice, 99 flake or whatever as well. I love it. I love it. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, let's hear from Cam Little, shall we? The Jags kicker caught up with our very own Reece Parkinson.
Cam Little, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How about yourself? Yeah, good.
Thanks. I feel like you are a British person at this point. There's a few reasons for this. You love the shops here. I feel like you vibe with the shops.
Yep.
Soccer, you're a big fan. Haven't converted you to be a Fulham fan yet, but
No,
I feel
not
like
yet.
each day we're getting there.
Day by day.
I'm thinking we start with the debate that we half had yesterday.
Okay.
It was me, you, Lewis and Foye. You asked me a question.
Oh, yeah.
You went, Reece, who do you think is the best striker in Premier League history?
It's Wayne Rooney.
It's Thierry
No,
Henry.
it's not. It's not even close.
Fight your case.
I mean, like we said, we were talking to Lewis said it the other day, and I thought it was a great point. He's 17, coming from Everton. He's played at the top of the league, arguably top team in Europe at the time, with Man U, and he's scoring hat tricks like it's nothing.
But Thierry Henry is Thierry Henry. No one had Thierry swag. No one.
How long did
could
Rooney
do
play in the
Thierry-
Prem versus Thierry Henry?
I can't answer that question. I can find out, but
Pretty sure Rooney played a little longer in the Prem than Henry
don't you
did.
think Henry's impact? It felt like on
Who was better at the time, Arsenal or Man U?
The invincible year.
Arguably, who's the better striker for their team?
Thierry Henry.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Like, you go and ask a United fan, who's the best striker we've got?
And you ask I'm not an Arsenal fan, but if you
It's
ask
like,
an Arsenal fan.
yeah, it's like Thierry Henry, but there's also guys up there that you could very well make the case for. Van Persie was up there for a little bit.
No more than Henry. You've got a case. You've got a hate case against Henry at this point.
No, I don't, but it's because I was a big Rooney. Yeah, I do, because I was a big Rooney fan. I had a fat head of Rooney in my room of the overhead kick against City. Shout out to Nani for the cross. Yeah, it's a good game.
New head coach.
Yeah.
New GM at the Jags.
Yeah.
A lot of change. How's that been so far?
It's been good. I think it was change that obviously I liked because I'm younger as well, and I mean Doug was great and all. I have no hard feelings against him, but obviously Liam's younger staff.
Yeah.
James younger as well. So I think the way kind of American football is kind of going in the route of the younger, kind of you can relate a little better with the youth, and so I like the energy they bring in. Obviously we've retained Heath as well, which is great. Love Heath, love everything he does for our unit, and he keeps us together, and probably the best coach I've ever played for position-wise.
Wow.
Yeah, he keeps me on my game on and off the field. Make sure that I'm always in the right form for whatever scenario it is. So yeah, loving the new staff. Energy's great.
Well, it feels like, speaking of your unit, it does feel like your unit is perfectly matched with new head coach, new GM, because of that youthfulness.
Yeah.
It feels like you have a mini family there, even with Logan's contract signing, you
Yeah.
guys coming in.
That was awesome when we figured it out, because you never know when that stuff can arise, and it kind of just happened. And I mean, me and Ross were so excited for him. Even when they got the Pro Bowl stuff, it felt like that was like, dang, we're celebrating these guys again. But yeah, we were super excited, and I think Heath and Luke both kind of tie that glue, both the special teams coaches, tie that glue together with our unit. I don't think I could have landed in a better spot. So it's great.
So we were speaking to the kids in JagTag, and they had a question for you, which was biggest career highlight.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that field goal kick against the Colts.
Yeah.
So if we go back to that moment, I know it's it's probably something you get asked quite a lot, I would imagine, but in moments like that, that mental, have you got it? I feel like you've got your kick locked down, but the mental side of it.
It's like you go out and I can equate it to like a penalty shootout or a free kick. You go out there and you've done it a million times before in training. And so at that point, it's like muscle memory takes over. You black out. I mean, it's like if you were in a life or death situation and someone's tried to rob your house, you're not going to think about, oh, what am I going to do? Your instincts are just going to react. And so I think if you practice something enough, eventually that muscle memory and the instinct you build up in training is going to take over in the game. So I kind of heavily rely on that, and I can't tell you what I'm thinking about 5 seconds before I kick the ball or 5 seconds after it. Like, it's just, you're there and you're literally living in the moment. There's not a thought going behind my head.
So you can't even kind of track back to that, which I think is a good thing, because it means
it's
no
like,
different.
Yeah, exactly. I treat the same scenario regardless of what kick it is. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you're in London, and this is a good example for the end of the year when you come back. What's more difficult? And I actually think I know the answer to this. Most people won't pick the answer, but taking a field goal kick at Wembley, or remembering the correct terminology when ordering fish and chips.
Oh, probably correct terminology, ordering fish and chips.
I thought you was going to say that, yeah.
I can't remember what, I don't know what it is. And Lewis and Tay have been giving me crap all the time for saying stuff wrong, but that's okay. At least I know how to kick a ball right.
And that's all you need,
Yeah,
really.
right? Anything I can't do, at least I can kick a ball right, I guess.
But your review on fish and chips?
It's good.
Okay.
I like it, yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fish person. Like, I've just came on to sushi like a year or two ago.
Oh, wow.
So, and I'm not a big like fried fish fan, but I had it once here when we were here earlier. And that malt vinegar, that stuff is good. And you think like
Got the terms.
you think malt vinegar, and it's like, oh, that's nasty. But it actually does make it taste good. It does.
And then you've done it once, well, you've been here before in terms of the UK playing at Wembley, but this time going into it for this year, any changes in your routine or anything you want to mix up?
I don't like to mix it up too much for the way I do my thing. I don't like to think about it too much either, to the fact that it's like I've got to keep this strict routine. I try to keep it as less superstitious as possible. I mean, I have a couple obviously, but my routine stays the same. It's like I don't want to have to keep repeating. If I'm an hour before kickoff, I've got to be there, laced up, ready to go with my helmet on. Like, I'm not that type of person. I kind of organically just kind of let it happen. Don't like to make a scenario bigger than it is. So.
And getting to play at Wembley again.
Oh,
It feels like it's, I would say, slightly more special for you, only because I know how much of a soccer fan you are. But getting to go there again, what's your thoughts ahead of time?
I'm excited. Obviously, kids asked a question earlier. What likes of Wembley, like what makes it so special playing there. It's like, I mean, think back to all the legends that have either performed a concert there, played massive matches there, and to see all, like, even in the locker room, all the history behind the people who've played there, the celebrities that have been there, it's sick. And I mean, you go out there with goosebumps, and it's 2-3 hours before kickoff, and I'm looking at the stadium like, this is literally the coolest game I've ever played in, and it's just a mid-season game. It's another game. Yeah. So it's sick. It was weird though, because post-game, I kicked one field goal last year, and it was a short one. It was like a chip shot. And the whole media, I've literally done nothing during the game besides one field goal and 2 PATs. And everyone from the media is asking me questions about soccer. And Mitch is like, what are they asking all you? What are you asking these questions to him? He didn't do anything this game. And they're just asking totally separate because it's, they know I like soccer.
Yeah. Okay, well, at least people are aware.
Yeah.
And I think they will be even more now. Bro, always a pleasure, Cam.
Easy.
Thank you very much.
That was Cam Little chatting to Reece Parkinson at the Jaguars on the Prowl event presented by Experience Kissimmee. Now, Jay, they are talking about who is the best Premiership footballer of all time. Cam is going with Wayne Rooney. Reece is going with Thierry Henry. The correct answer is Thierry Henry, obviously, but who are you going with?
Well, first of all, I'm going to pull you up and say it's not called the Premiership anymore, Key. I think that says a lot about your football knowledge.
It does. My football knowledge stopped in 2004. I'll own it.
Yeah. Well, if it stopped in 2004, then presumably Thierry Henry is the correct answer for you, then, isn't it, Key? Look, I'll be I don't think there's any debate. Thierry Henry, majestic forward in the Premier League. And if you're a Man United fan and you're listening, I apologise. Well, no, I don't actually. I don't apologise. Thierry Henry, amazing. He's always in my, like you do like a best 11 Premier League of all time and all of that. Then Thierry Henry is always, it's him or Alan Shearer, I always think, that go top. Wayne Rooney was amazing. Don't get me wrong. Wayne Rooney was amazing. But it's Thierry Henry.
It is Thierry
Sorry,
Henry.
Cam.
So,
I apologise, Cam.
Right, this is the only thing I will probably ever say about soccer. Watching Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp play next to each other, that was me like, it's never going to get better than this. And so I stopped watching football. That was it.
And now let's get back to talking about American football. I think you're right though. Dennis Bergkamp, a special player. Look, we're gonna hear from Foye Oluokun as well shortly. I think that the interview was done. Was it done prior to him going to see Dua Lipa?
Yes, it was. Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of excitement, Dua Lipa excitement. But I mean, like he sounded like he was actually really excited to go see Dua Lipa. To be fair,
they all were. They all were.
I'm not surprised. Anyway, we're going to hear from Foye in a second. First, though, let's do Duval dispatches. So having the players in town always means that fans really start getting excited for the game. I get excited for the game at Wembley Stadium. You get excited, I'm sure. And with training camp just around the corner, it's time to sort your tickets if you haven't already. And look at one of the most unique experiences in the NFL, which Seat Unique have for you. This is... Unbelievable, by the way. If you're
Unbelievable.
looking to upgrade your game day, Seat Unique is the go-to destination for VIP tickets and premium hospitality, which includes the exclusive Shadows hospitality. Next level, this key.
Get into some
Next
details, Jay,
level.
because people won't understand what's happening here.
Okay, well, it is next level. We're talking Wembley tunnel access as the Jags head out onto the field, which is literally epic. I don't know how you could even have that
Do you know
access
what?
at all. It is unbelievable.
At the weekend, and this is so privileged, I got to go through the Jags head. You know, the big Jags head that they put at the end of the tunnel? I got to go through that, and it's an unbelievable feeling. I'm not quite sure why it's so special, but it really is. Because it feels
But imagine
like...
that as the Jags head out. As
Exactly.
the Jags head out onto the field.
Exactly.
All the razzmatazz as well that the NFL brings to the field, and you could be there in amongst it. Then you'll get premium seating and VIP entry to the Red Zone to continue the night. So it's on sale now exclusively at Seat Unique. Just hit the link in the episode description to find out more and lock in your place. And of course, tickets are on general sale now. You still have time to secure one to see, what Travis Hunter's addition will do for the team, what Brian Thomas Jr. is going to do. Trevor Lawrence back out on the field as well. Head to jaguars.co.uk and follow the link to buy tickets, or just log into your Ticketmaster account. I mean, that sounds incredible. I mean, literally, I'm trying to think of another time that you could possibly go, run down or be in that tunnel.
Well, you need to be Dua Lipa in order to achieve that. Most of us can't do that.
Most of us, last I checked, not Dua Lipa. I'm not Dua Lipa. We heard from Foye Oluokun in the last TealTalk, actually.
We did.
Didn't we? And he was talking about his favourite players in the Premier League. He was busting through them. He brought up Paul Scholes, which I thought that was a good one, because, Paul Scholes ain't played for... I know he's an amazing player, don't get me wrong, Paul Scholes, but he hasn't played in a little while. So I love that. And we heard how he was really excited for his visit to the UK as well. So we got Reece to caught up with him face to face. Let's hear Reece's chat with Foye Oluokun.
New head coach, new GM. That's a lot of change. How's that change been so far? We're middle of the summer.
It's been fun. They bring in great energy. I think they're younger too. I feel like they have a chip on their shoulder really. So when they come in, the building, it's kind of that mindset that they come in, they have something to prove, and they want to get it done their way. Put in their footprint on this whole operation here with the Jaguars, but they want wins and they want it done their way.
And you felt that pretty quick through conversations with them, obviously, but just, is it like a vibe shift as well, you feel?
Definitely the vibe shift. Everything's done with high energy. The first meeting that we had, the message was great. And then you go in the weight room, it's, good energy there. Everybody's pushing that way. No shortcuts on anything. It's definitely high intensity, high drive. And that's kind of how we approach this whole offseason.
So I want to ask you this question. You went to Yale University, right? Ivy League school. Incredibly smart people tend to go to Yale. But you're thinking of some friends, I'm not sure about this person.
Yes, yeah.
Met some smart people go to Yale University. From Yale to the football field, are there any tangibles that you can take from your experience there in terms of the high education that you receive and put it onto the football field? Because you hear a lot in especially during the draft period, they're like, this player's got such a smart, in the interview he came across so well. Are there things you can take from that experience, and do you bring it to the football field?
I think the most important thing I learned from Yale is that I wasn't the smartest in the room. They're very smart people, they're very gifted people, but doesn't mean that there's no opportunity for me to produce a better product than them, if that makes sense. If we're in the same class, there's no way, we have the same test. It might take them a little bit less to get whatever grade they got, but I can still beat them if I do it my way, or if I know what I can get better at. So however you start, you can always keep getting better. And that goes for any class. All these people in the room have different talents and different ways they go about life. But at the end of the day, if there's a goal that we're all trying to reach, not competing against them, but making sure that you're up to par with them, and then in the end, if you have to exceed them, doing what you need to do to exceed them. I think that's kind of what I took out of that opportunity to be at Yale. So going into the football field, I think that same kind of thing. I came in learning a new position, and I had to get on par with the guys at my position, and I had to, if I wanted to stick around, keep getting better and better. And year in, year out, I think understanding that there are people who can do X, Y, Z better than me, or there's ways for me to improve my game. Like, it's never a finished product. And I think at Yale, kind of going into classes or going in as a student, you understand that how I came in is not how I'm going to leave this school. So I think even going into games, like there'll be plays or the ebbs and flows of games that, all right, they might have the upper hand this drive, but how do we come back, make ourselves better as fast as possible in order to get the upper hand? So, like, I like seeing somebody's best because now I know I can go beat it, if that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
I just be the competitor in me, but as soon as I see something, let's say somebody beats me on a route, I was one step off, fix that step, and now let's see what happens. If that didn't work, and I was a little bit closer, let's keep on getting closer, better, and then all of a sudden, I'm better than you. So that's kind of how I go about my whole football career.
That's super interesting because I could be your answer to this question I want to ask you is, you know, our draft class, a lot of defensive players that we'd picked and gone with. Do you feel like it's part of your role to kind of put your arm around one of the rooks, especially on the defensive side? And if you could go back to when you first got drafted, what would be something that you wish someone had told you, and do you pass that on to this next gen?
Yeah, I make sure I don't really go out of my way to put my arm around people, if that makes sense. I feel like I make sure I keep my standard, and I see who's willing to try to come up to my standard, I feel like, and those are the people I feel like, you know, I understand like where they need a little bit of help to keep pushing forward, if that makes sense. I feel like in life, people help people who want to be helped, and if you're not really, if I see that the team needs you, and I feel like you could use some help, I'll definitely, that's where I'll go out my way, but I'm really trying to help people who I feel like have the mindset that my help will help them, if that makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, in terms of like what I wish somebody would have told me, enjoy it, because like sometimes I have to take a step out because I'm always trying to get better. I have to take a step out, look at the progress that I made to really appreciate it. And I feel like sometimes me talking about it, like a lot of people brag about their stats and stuff. I don't really do any of that because I'm always trying to get better and better. You know what I'm saying? I always feel like there's something I could have improved on. There's something I could have done better throughout the season. So when people like tell me to celebrate my whatever successes, I don't really feel like I was as successful as I wanted to have been. So that kind of hurts. Even the way the media talks about me, it kind of hurts the way that people see maybe my career so far, because me personally, I want to do better. So everybody else is going to take that and say, oh, he should have been better. When some people might do what I've done and they celebrate it, now everybody's celebrating with them. You know what I'm saying? So celebrate your ups, but always keep trying to get better. I think that would be good.
So we heard on the TealTalk podcast, Jaguars UK&IE podcast, that you used to play soccer.
I did.
Big fan as well.
Mm-hmm.
If there was one teammate that you would select in your five-a-side team from the Jags to be in your soccer team, who would that be?
See, I feel like I'm just going through my thought process while I'm thinking. So Cam can obviously kick, but that might not be what I need. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just good athletes out there can because in FIFA I would choose Cameroon. They all suck, but they were fast and athletic, so I'd win. You know what I'm saying? So I just need somebody with good footwork who can be in position, win some tackles, get the ball to the playmakers, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
So like Cam out there, he can kick, but I'm going to knock him off the ball every time.
So Cam Little's getting pushed, so he's not making the five-a-side team.
I need somebody who can run still, so agile, but can like still get up and down the field. But still coordinated enough with the feet.
Travis.
Oh, I haven't seen him kick a ball. Which Travis, Etienne or?
Yeah, Travis Etienne.
Or Hunter, okay. I just don't see them kicking a ball though. I need somebody who I feel like I know could. Yeah, I'm gonna go Devin Lloyd.
Devin Lloyd.
He's similar. He's coordinated enough. So he can do anything, and I know he's gonna win me all the tackles. You should see him play basketball. I'm gonna go Devin Lloyd.
Devin Lloyd.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna run that soccer field.
And what's he like as a basketball player?
He's actually way more coordinated. Like he can jump. He gets every rebound. He can hit some open shots. He's decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's decent.
Devin Lloyd is making a team.
My soccer team, me and him would run it. I know it.
Foye.
I'd have to score goals. I'm sure he would get competitive and score goals.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think he's got something. Yeah, we can put that to the test. Well, when you're over for the game later this year, you and Devin will get you on a five-a-side pitch.
All right.
Promise?
Yeah.
Yeah. If the team will probably not let us
Right.
have you play football, soccer, but we'll see. But how excited are you for the UK game this year?
I'm excited. I enjoy coming every year. And I just love how much the game has grown. I love the energy the fans bring. They're so excited to see the game and everything. But I think it's from my first year ever doing it, I was so surprised how many people show up. And now I can feel the real energy in the stadium. Like they really know what's going on. They know what to cheer for. They're really interested in the outcome of the game. I think it's really been a cool aspect to be able to come over here and grow the game.
Well, you're one of us now. You've been here enough times.
I really feel like it. Yeah.
We just need the accent to come through next.
Not coming. Yeah. I watch a lot of Harry Potter though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite Harry Potter character?
Who's that? She's barely in the movie. She's kind of aloof.
Luna Lovejoy.
Yeah,
Luna
she's fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She good.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Foye.
Reece Parkinson with Foye Oluokun, again talking more about our side of the Atlantic football there with some slightly not dodgy opinions. That's not fair. Dodgy logic.
Well,
Key?
there was a lot of round ball talk at the weekend. Right. Reece asking Foye who's going to be on your five-a-side team. Foye gives all the reasons that Cam Little should be on the five-a-side team and then chooses Devon Lloyd.
And if you haven't heard my conversation with Foye from the last TealTalk, go back and listen to it on your podcast because he spoke about how he wasn't just like a good soccer player when he was younger. No, he was actually like genuinely very good. Like he played for state and he was in around like the national trials and all of that. So, I mean, genuinely a good player up until I think he was about 12 or 13, something like that, when he stopped playing. So, first of all, not showing your soccer talent there if you're not choosing Cam Little to be on your five-a-side team. But I guess it does prove that he's multi-talented, Key.
Do you know what? Foye's a very impressive human being to just go, oh yeah, I'm this good at soccer, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do that instead, and then make a success of it. Went to Yale and got his degrees in economics.
Crazy.
I said to him at the weekend, "Do you are you still into finance and economics?" And Steffi went, "No, it's boring." I was like, "It's so great."
And it's that makes sense. Yeah,
I only did that to get my degree. All right,
I know that's crazy, though, isn't it? Yeah, it's boring. Just went to Yale. Yeah. What did you do for Yale? Economics at Yale. That is crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, thank you very much to Foye Oluokun. Thank you very much to Cam Little as well, and for Louis Rees-Zammit as well, all making the trip across from Florida to the UK to meet loads of Jags fans. Sounds like it was an amazing event. And this is the next few weeks, Key. Probably going to be the quietest few weeks until 2026 when it comes to Jags.
Yep.
In the next few weeks, we've got the quiet time, and then training camp rolls around.
Yeah, man.
And then preseason games roll around, and then suddenly it's the season. All in the space of a few weeks after that. So if you are a Jags fan, if you're an NFL fan, maybe now is the time to just enjoy the quiet because it is going to get very, very loud afterwards.
Do you know what? Yeah, come August, it's going to start ramping up training camp with Miami, preseason games. And do you know what? There's going to be a lot of talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh, this is going to be the loudest Jacksonville Jaguars talk nationally or internationally as well in the media. You're going to hear so much more Jags talk than you have heard for a long time.
Jay, I know we say it every season. I know we do. And I know we always get super excited. And I know we always go, oh, this is big. But this season feels different. It feels different. Somehow it feels younger. It feels more innovative. It feels fresher. And it feels super, super exciting. Enjoy the next couple of weeks because it's going to get busy.
I think we'll finish there, shall we? And we'll be back at the end of July. Then we're going to be weekly from the end of August as the season starts. This has been TealTalk in association with Gallagher, a Shooting Shark production for Jacksonville Jaguars UK and Ireland. You can watch us on YouTube, remember as well, plus clips and highlights from Jaguars on the Prowl. Just search Jaguars UK on YouTube to get to our official channel. We'll be back in a few weeks.